Hello, hello, everybody. Hey, we're back again. We're talking sports. This is our 66th episode. We've been doing this a while, probably about 3 years now. And we've had some great shows. We've had some prominent sports guests. And we look forward to another great episode today. And we're going to start with a possible positive note. The Texans, who were very good last year and could have went all the way, except for a few hiccups. One of them was they forgot it was the NFL when they were playing against who they lose to, Jeff?
I lost to New England.
New England.
Patriots.
Okay.
Patriots.
They forgot they was in the NFL. They forgot, and the New England Patriots reminded them. But now they had a very good draft pick. And Jeff, expound on the draft for the Texans and then league wide.
Okay, the Texans started out today quite natural since they had such an outstanding stellar record last season. Quite natural. What happened is you got to go in reverse order. So with that being said, they had the 28th pick in the draft. But they utilized some draft capital and they moved up a couple of spots because they heard that there was a team trying to go after the guy that they wanted. And they selected Keelan Rutledge, a 6'3", 316-pound guard, offensive guard. They project that he could very well be their starting center. Right now, their starting center is Jake Matthews. And they project that Keelan Rutledge will be sliding into that starting lineup. All right. Then, with the second round pick, their first second round pick, they had two second round picks. Their first second round pick, they had the 38th pick, they traded up again. They traded up to the two spots into the 36th pick, and they took a guy, an All-American, a first-team All-American by the name of Caden McDonald, 6'2", 326 pounds. First-team All-American, finalist for the Outland Trophy. This guy didn't miss a game last season, so he's a stalwart. He's durable, outstanding selection. I give them an A for that selection. I gave them a B for the first selection. Then, with the second round pick, they took Marlon Klein, a 6'6", 248-pound tight end. I thought this was a reach. I gave them a C on this pick. I thought that guy was a fourth or fifth round pick, and they took him in late second round. I thought this was a reach. But what I'm hearing, they liked him. When he came in for a workout, came in for a visit, they really liked this guy. All right, the top of the fourth round, they took an offensive lineman, a guy who's gonna play guard and center. So you see what they did is they have solidified that offensive line. They picked up 3 offensive linemen in free agency. Then they come back and drafted 2 offensive linemen. So now they have added 5 offensive linemen since the end of last season. So that offensive line has been solidified, provided they pick the right guys. Then in the the other fourth round pick, they took Wade Woodaz, a 6'3", 236-pound linebacker from Clemson. He's an honorable mention All-ACC. All right, then the fifth round, they took a guy, I think this guy was a steal, Kamari Ramsey, a 6 feet, 205-pound safety out of USC. That's the third consecutive year that the Texans have drafted a defensive back out of USC. Third consecutive year. Remember, they took Bullitt and they took Reed last season. They took Bullitt 2 seasons ago, and he was an outstanding pick. And then in the sixth round, they took a wide receiver. Finally, they took a skill position player, a wide receiver, Lewis Bond, 5'11", 197 pounds out of USC. So that was a good pickup. But actually, the last draft pick, the 7th round pick, Aiden Fisher, that guy's very interesting. I thought that was I give him an A on that pick because he's a 6 feet, 232-pound linebacker, and he's a finalist for the Buckets Award. And he's a third-team All-American out of Indiana. So I give them overall.
Let us get some commentary from some of the other guests. Daryl, what do you think about the boy from Indiana as the number 1 pick at quarterback and any other picks you could talk about?
Well, everybody knew that Mendoza was going first. They knew that since mid-season. College season started off with who's the Peyton's nephew, as the number 1 quarterback and the Heisman runner and all that type of stuff in Texas. But Indiana showed out. That boy showed out. The fact that nobody else from Indiana got drafted until like the 4th round maybe shows you how important he was to that team and what a play is. Of course, there are no guarantees in the NFL. We've seen number one bust. We've seen Mr. Irrelevant go to the Super Bowl. So there's nothing that's solid. But Mendoza was supposed to go. As far as the Texans, I'm keying on the first two picks because most of the NFL players that you expect to perform and produce are that. So they got Kalen, who's supposed to anchor that offensive line as a center, as Jeff said, and then Caden, who's going to be 330 pounds in the middle, tying up guys and letting those in, letting Daniil and Will Anderson come in. So I'm happy about the draft overall. I'm happy about the Texas selection. I think they did good. Unfortunately, like I said, I think Dallas really had one of the better drafts, getting Caleb Downs. But outside of that, it was good.
What about what we see?
Sounds good, DG. You have a comment, Gil, about
the only comment I have is and this hurts me a lot that I have to agree with somebody in a red shirt. But the number 2 pick for the Texans, I believe, is going to be a problem. That kid was crying. You could feel the pain, and also you can feel how mad that kid was. The only question I have, and I don't really ever agree with Daryl General, but I'm gonna agree with him that the Dallas Cowboys did have a great pickup, a great draft. The only question I have in this one is because I'm a SWAC man till the day I die. I want to know if there was any SWAC players. Jeff, get on your computer and type that up and see what SWAC player was drafted, picked up. I need to know. I know we got a PV player that plays in Atlanta, and he might have on a red shirt like you too, but that's because he plays for Atlanta. Go ahead, Daryl Jenner, my bad.
Let me interject right quick, Carl. I don't mean to take up all the time. They spoke on the radio about the numbers of kids that are drafted. The days of the HBCUs and SWAC getting a lot of numbers in there are gone. As a matter of fact, you won't even get mid-majors now because of NIL and the transfer portal. Anybody that's good on the secondary, so-called secondary level, they end up at a power conference. And I think when I listened to it, they were like number 150, and all of them were power conference people because they steal them from the mid-majors. So it's going to be real hard for Division II and the rest of them to get in. Not that it's impossible, but the numbers are showing that it's almost all power conferences now because of the portal and NIL money.
Let me interject.
When you get to a spot where you can comment, I got a couple of questions for you, but I want you to be safe right now. So get to where you can comment and let me know.
Okay, let me answer that question that G had. There was one player from the SWAC. Quincy Ivory went in the 4th round, pick 104 to the Arizona Cardinals. He was a SWAC Defensive Player of the Year. He's an edge rushing linebacker from Jackson State. So that's the lone SWAC player drafted.
Not true. We got one, Kevin Coleman Jr. went from Jackson State, went to the Dolphins in round 5, 177.
Round 5? Okay, well, this piece they give me wrong information here. Hold on. That's all it says.
That's that red shirt blurring your vision.
Well, I'm going what they say here. That's what they said here. One player.
And they can always get undrafted free agents. You know, a lot of those guys in the Hall of Fame. So.
Definitely.
Yeah,
Definitely.
for sure. Thank you for that, gentlemen. Thank you.
Co-pilot.
I thought the quarterback at Prairie View was very good. I would not be surprised
undrafted
that
free
he gets
agent.
a tryout.
That's his route.
They did very well. He got a 41-10 lead on, was that South Carolina State?
Yeah, South Carolina State
came back and beat them.
No, that's an asterisk. That's an asterisk on that championship.
That was not.
That boy did not cross the line, man.
He did not cross that line. I agree.
Hey, this whole show could be on that touchdown they called.
I think the referee just got tired and ready to go home.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
It's
Are y'all saying that their win is an asterisk or the player is an asterisk?
No, the win was an asterisk. They can't ever stand in front of me and say they won the chat. They beat us. No, sir.
Carl, it's April 25th. It's April 25th. That boy still ain't crossed the goal line yet.
But y'all know the final result is the final result. And hey, number 12 or whatever the number was for South Carolina State that was playing offense and defense, and he got about 5 touchdowns both ways. I forgot his name, but he should have got drafted too because he played both ways and did a great job. And he brought them and helped them win that game. So that was a very powerful situation back then. And I hope for Prairie View to be back in it next year and have a better representation. And have a better representation. Anything else about the NFL?
Go ahead.
Well, the winners in the NFL draft, in my opinion, were the Jets. I like what the Jets did. Boy, Cleveland had an outstanding draft, and so did the Chiefs. And the Baltimore Ravens, they got some steals. Baltimore Ravens got some steals. And so did Atlanta. Atlanta put 2 brothers together. They're both in the secondary. So they're now playing with each other. But anyway, I like what those teams did. And I gave Houston a B+. I gave Houston a B+ when they draft.
There's one clear winner in the draft. One clear miles ahead of everybody else winner, and that's Ty Simpson. Ty Simpson went with the 13th pick.
Oh my goodness!
And he doesn't have to play for 2, maybe 3 years, and he's gonna get 13 pick money. And he's on a team that's a favorite. He might have a Super Bowl ring his rookie year, and he's gonna make all that money, and he doesn't even have to play probably for the next 3 years.
Please enlighten me. Who is Ty Simpson?
Ty Simpson's the quarterback.
That's a good question.
He's the quarterback for Alabama who had a ceiling, a ceiling of a late round or early second round choice. There was no clear quarterback after Mendoza. Ty Simpson was presumed number 2, but they thought he might not go until either late first or early second. He actually went 13 to the Rams. And if you saw the press conference, McVay was sour. He was not happy that Les Snead, the GM, took that guy there, even though they don't need anything. The Rams are stacked, but you can always get there were better people that were available if you wanted depth somewhere.
He could have took him in the 5th round. They
could have picked him today.
Yeah.
But he is by far the winner of the NFL draft.
Agreed.
Sounds very powerful. Ernest, I just want to ask you this question. Wait till you get safe for you to answer. But Jeff mentioned that skilled players are wide receivers and, the running backs. I would argue that all of them are skilled players in a way, just different type of skills. The offensive linemen are great skilled players, and the more skill you have, the better you do. So when you get safe, I would like you to answer that question and talk about that and give any perspective that you want on the draft.
Okay, can y'all hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, bro. We can hear you.
Okay, I think the skilled players, they call skill of everybody that touched the ball. Now linemen, they just linemen. They not skilled. They skilled in their position, but they don't have anything to do with touching that ball. Anybody that has to do with touching the ball, they gonna call skill. Now, is it right? Is it wrong? Now, it just depends on the person and who you're talking to. Now, going back to the draft, nobody knows what these kids are gonna do until they play. We can say what they're gonna say, going by what they did last year, but nobody knows until first day of the season. Even if they go to practice, you're still not going to know. Because some kids are not going to blossom until 3rd or 4th or 5th practice. Because there's a lot of learning that they're going to have to learn where they're going to now. Technology is going to be different. Terminology is going to be different. It's going to be a lot of stuff different for them. And hopefully everybody gets it. And I just hope everybody does well. I don't have a special team. I was rooting for Cleveland. And Cleveland did good because I wanted somebody to protect Shador because he needed it. Because their line was terrible last year.
Agreed.
Do you think Shador is going to start over Deshaun Watson?
Yeah. Okay. No brainer.
Okay.
No brainer.
I don't know.
I would be surprised. unless they just say, okay, we're going to do it just because of the money. That's the only way I can see it right now. From watching drills and what they show clips of, Shador is killing them. And the same thing he did last year, but with the coach they had last year, I don't care what he did last year, he was not going to get in. So this year, Monkey, he's going to be all right. And going to the Texans did good. I just think they should have. There's no other quarterback. We got to figure out a quarterback because CJ killing me.
I just think he forgot it was the NFL. He thought being a Christian and espousing Christian values is going to win the day. But we talking about the NFL.
Now you can't
Hey,
look.
real quick.
Don't make no excuses.
Hold on, man. He's still talking, Jeff.
Don't make no excuses for him. That was his fault. I mean, when you throw 4 or 5 interceptions in a game, come on. That's ridiculous.
Jesus or the disciples can't
it
help
was players wide open, and he just didn't read them. That's his fault. That ain't nobody else's fault. They look at film all week. You know who's open Sunday morning. You know who's open.
Watch out. Watch out.
Understood. Go ahead, Jeff.
Call real quick. Osby Mitchell said he's trying to get in. Do you see him? He said he's trying to get in. Osby Mitchell.
Yeah.
Do you see him there? Okay. Okay. I just wanted to let you know because he and Rap Johnson was trying to get in. Okay.
Okay. I don't see nobody else.
Okay. All right. Rap was trying to get in.
Y'all do know that the Browns drafted a quarterback today, right?
That's just to get rid of Gabriel.
So now they have 4 quarterbacks on the roster. We know they're not taking 4 quarterbacks into the regular season.
Let me tell you, everybody's gonna have 4 quarterbacks.
No, sir.
They need them bodies.
No, sir. You don't take 4 quarterbacks though.
No, they need them bodies. I'm telling you what's gonna happen.
Can one of the quarterbacks play special teams, Ernest?
Hey, I'm gonna tell you, if you go to the SWAC and you get one of them quarterbacks, they can play everything. Ain't no way in hell I can see a SWAC quarterback not playing another position. He ain't got no choice because the way he stacked against him. Because Prairie View had a hell of a quarterback.
Yeah.
And I coached against that kid in high school. That kid was good.
He's a coach now, isn't
he? He's from Stafford. That kid was good. He got the height, he got the speed, and he got the arm. There's no way he get a shot.
Well, if you were Houston, would you bring him in?
Huh?
No.
If he was the Texans, would you bring him in as a training camp invite?
Yeah, because he's a hometown kid.
Okay.
Why not? You do white quarterbacks like that?
Oh, hello.
That sounds pretty strong.
No,
hey, I want to go around it with everybody and give me 2 teams you think are going to be.
Okay, hold on. Don't get upset. They take white quarterbacks that can't play a damn, and they'll be on the bench for 3-4 years holding the clipboard. So you can't tell me you can't take a black quarterback from any school and do the same with him.
Ty Detmer.
I agree.
Hey, he got so many names that fit that category.
Did you say Denver? Don't get me started.
Yes, sir.
Ty Detmer is a Super Bowl winning quarterback.
The same way.
There you go.
Ty Detmer has a Super Bowl ring. He won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, he
Johnny Manziel.
Nah, Manziel was a good athlete.
Wasn't a quarterback in the NFL.
He was an athlete. He wasn't a quarterback.
There you go. Agreed.
He was in the system that made him look good.
Agreed. 100%.
Very much so.
Don't get me wrong now. When you put him out there, he going to do what he got to do. And he made it exciting.
Kevin Sumlin was his coach, and he let him shine.
Won't disagree with that.
Sumlin knew what to do. Sumlin knew let him go and let him play.
Yeah, and Sumlin is the coach of the Gamblers right now, who I don't know what's going on with. Ernest, have you watched any other Gamblers games?
Not one game.
Me neither. Anybody watch the Gambler game?
Nope, I haven't watched
Well,
not one.
that tells you that they very much are not drawing in the audience, and that's why we don't know about them. So we don't know how long this invention or this asterisk conference is going to last, because trying to compete with the NFL, we have seen what has happened to that. The best chance was the old USFL when they got
And stay in the spring. If
and they had Jim Kelly, they had
Herschel Walker.
You could go down the line. They had
Vince
so many
Evans.
other players. Steve Young played there for a little while.
Yeah.
So hey,
Yeah.
you know, but those days are over with. I'm gonna say this year is gonna be Baltimore and Philadelphia again are gonna be the top two teams. That's my teams. Daryl, who you think?
In the NFL?
AFC, NFC. Pick a team.
Ooh. I'm going with the Rams, and I don't know who in the AFC, but I like the Rams already.
Sound good. Gil, who you got?
Look, I love Baltimore because of one guy, number 9. Okay, so I'm gonna go with him, and you already know it shouldn't be any mystery who I'm going with at the NFC, and that's the Dallas Cowboys. And his name
is Dak coming back.
His name is Herschel Hurspittle.
Okay, who you got, Jeff?
I'm going with Kansas City. I think they're gonna coming back. I think Kansas City had an outstanding draft. I think they're coming back. I think the Chiefs.
And who else?
I'm going to go with Baltimore. I think Baltimore have a chance this year. I think they have an outstanding draft.
Baltimore and Kansas City are in the same conference. Pick somebody in NFC.
Okay. That's like you picking Yates over Wheatley. It's not going to happen.
Happens all the time.
Okay, I'm going to go with the Houston Texans. They had an outstanding draft, an outstanding.
They still in the AFC. They in the AFC too. So you can't
pick an NFC team.
You definitely with Yates.
Oh, an NFC team. Oh, NFC team.
Definitely.
Okay, I'm going to go with. I'm going with the Vikings.
All right, Ernest, you got a chance to come in.
I'm in. I like my favorite team is the Steelers, but I'm not picking the Steelers because I'm sick of. I'm sick of the quarterback. We need a quarterback.
True.
Anyway, I'll take.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna make a long shot. I'm gonna go with Cleveland.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna take Philadelphia. Cleveland and Philadelphia.
Sounds good. All right.
2 long shots.
Phil's not back yet. So we'll see what's gonna happen. Jeff, when is NFL gonna start?
NFL, basically the regular season starts the second week of September. They go to training camp in July. I've already started off-season voluntary workout, so they've already started that. But the actual regular season starts in the second week of September, and of course, the preseason starts in August.
I mean, I don't know about y'all, but I can sit down and watch a football game for the most part, whoever's playing. I can't always say I can do that with basketball. I get distracted trying to watch every play of basketball. But football, I can sit down and watch that because it's still that raw energy and that raw power, and it's exciting. And every now and then you'll see a great run or you'll see a great hit, and you say, wham, I remember that. I remember when I was out there running and putting moves on people and running real fast, running faster than Dennis Bradley and so forth. Yeah, that's right, Ernest.
You still laughing, don't you?
We'll see what's going to happen with the NFL. We look forward to that and look forward to it, and we waiting for that to happen. Now, I did all of that because I got a downer now.
Uh-oh.
Rockets are a downer. They are
listening.
Extreme downer. Jeff, do you remember when I said it was hard to watch them?
Yeah.
Okay.
But then they went on and won 8 straight after that.
Yeah, but this exemplifies. I mean, you got the playoffs. There's a different level of competition, and their true nature came out when that full competition came back. So there's no something I can say to this. So It's almost like they told you so, that they was who they are. What did Dennis Green say? We
No,
know who they are.
no.
What Dennis Green say, Ernest?
No, I know, but you got to wait a minute. Hold on. You got to think of this. Everybody on that team played their ass off except for one person. One person.
Who
Everybody
is that?
showed their ass. If we talking about the same team.
The Rockets.
Oh,
Right.
I don't even want to talk about them. They done.
Okay. And that's what I'm talking about.
That's what we talking about.
Oh, I thought we were talking about them Texans.
No. We on basketball now.
No, we on basketball now. We understand. Now, CJ just might be young in the mind, and he got to grow up. That's happened before too, Ernest. So I'm going to give CJ another chance before I write him off. But back to the Rockets. It's looking like that Dylan Brooks, Jalen Green trade was not as good as it seemed at the time.
No. The problem with the Rockets is they never got a guard. They needed a guard, and they never got one.
Well, that's the GM's fault also. You had people out there like Dennis Schroeder. You had different people who could play that position.
And I agree with you. I agree.
Oh, they were boxed in. They were boxed in, man, relative to the salary cap and relative to the luxury tax. They were boxed in.
Well, you got to be creative and do something. No, I'm not accepting that, Jeff. I'm not accepting.
Just telling you, they had no
Go
space.
ahead, Daryl.
They have salary cap rules.
Go ahead, Daryl.
Look, I've told y'all before the season started. I told y'all during the season they need a point guard. Plain and simple. That's all it's to. They need a point guard. I've been saying that every time I've been on this show. I've told you that they need a point guard. However, let me go back to what you said about the trade. We do not have a starting point guard. We do not have the difference maker at center and backup center, Steven Adams. We do not have the Dorian Finney that we traded for, that we picked up for. And then I finally figured out what happened with Tari Eason. Tari Eason didn't sign that contract at the beginning of the year. And when he first started, he played like he wanted to get that money. Then he got hurt. And it seemed like he said, oh, man, I can't go all out. Because if I get hurt, I'll never get that money. The Tari Eason that we've seen since he came back from that injury is not the Tari Eason that we've come to love, that we didn't want to trade. He's not the guy that's diving around for loose ball. He's not the one that's knocking people over, getting rebounds. He's not the one thinking of three-point shots. So if you don't have Van Vliet, you don't have Adams, you don't have Finney doing what he was supposed to do, and you don't have Tari Eason, those are four guys that you counted on.
I'm sorry, Daryl. I'm sorry. You got so many. Look at the Lakers don't have Luka and Austin Reeves. Come on now.
Four. I counted four people.
They still have a point guard.
Four people.
However, what's the GM name? Russell Stone, whatever his name is.
Raphael Stone.
Got a point guard when you could have picked one up. I'm sorry, Jeff. I'm not going for that. I'm not going for that. That nothing could be done. You have to find a creative way to get something done. No, I'm not going.
No, I gotta agree with Carl, Jeff. I understand what you're saying about numbers, but look, we did not need Chris Paul. We did not need an All-Star. We did not need a Hall of Famer. We could have got Gil to come out of retirement and just dribble the ball and get the team into the offense. You did not need a
like Dennis Schroeder.
Goodness.
You did not need a superstar. You needed somebody, and it was obvious. It was obvious last night. It was obvious. You're up 6 with 30 seconds to go, and the ball is in Jabari Smith's hand. And he, excuse my language, he shit the bed. He threw that ball because he didn't want it to be in his hands. And guess who stole it? A point guard. Marcus Smart, who we also tried to get earlier.
Absolutely.
So you need somebody. You need somebody to guide the ship. It doesn't have to be a superstar, but you need a guy that can handle that ball and get them into that offense. Go ahead, point guard. I know you want to say something.
Real quick, I'm going to say this. I'm going to send out an invitation to Ime Ubuka, and I'm going to send an invitation to the entire Rocket organization. This is what I would like for them to do. I want them to visit Phyllis Wheatley Senior High School and come to a practice, okay? Because we kick up man-to-man all 94 feet. As a matter of fact, they can come to a playoff game that we played against Lamarck this year, rewind that tape, and see the intensity that was shown on that particular game. That's all I'm gonna say, man. Look, there's no intensity, there's no flow leader. They're not going inside. They play around the perimeter. It's pathetic to watch. And the intensity, man, we pick up man to man. Nobody does that in the NBA. I'm done. I can't watch that crap.
I can't watch it either. It's a sad thing to see. Phil, go ahead and interject, Phil.
Well, I mean, you guys have elaborated on all the problems they do have. But just as Daryl said, I always have said you could get somebody just to be a point guard. They don't have to score. They don't have to, because usually when they lose a lot of games, Durant has 9 or 10 turnovers. They couldn't blame it on him the other night. Couldn't blame it on him, and they still turned the ball over. Jabari Smith could have dribbled it across the court and held the ball, got fouled. He's a decent free throw shooter. So it was a mental game, and they did not play well at that aspect. You up 6 with 30 seconds to go?
Exactly.
Come on, man.
I'm
That's not acceptable.
Ernest, tell him,
Reed
Ernest.
Shepherd, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna tell you what the biggest problem right now. Reed Shepherd. Reed Shepherd. Now I know y'all say, "Oh, you just don't like Reed Shepherd."
No, I told you that from the beginning.
He's shooting about 30% from the field in the playoffs.
And he keeps shooting.
And then LeBron knocked the ball away from him at the end, and it caused him to lose the game. Reed Shepherd has been a huge letdown in the playoffs.
Don't you let Jabari Smith off the hook. Don't let Jabari Smith off the hook. I don't care what
Stephon Castle. Stephon Castle. I told him to draft Stephon Castle 2 years ago instead of Reed Shepherd. But
anybody
no
but
one
Reed Shepherd. But
Jabari
Smith let us off the hook too. Don't forget that.
Okay.
We said that.
I didn't even watch the game, but I can already tell you it was a collective effort. Ime Udoka, he messed up. He been out coached by JJ. LeBron is intimidating everybody, and they're just not ready to win in NBA. And
I disagree.
LeBron
You're not
James
getting any production from your bench. Do you know they only got like 3 or 4 points from their bench last night? And the game before that, 7 points. The game before that, 5 points. You can't win when your bench is only scoring about 6 or 7 points a game. You can't win that way.
That's the whole roster construction. The whole roster construction is not good. I mean, come on.
But Jeff, why aren't you giving Reed Shepherd the same grace that you wanted to give Jalen Green? Everybody said, "Oh, don't be too hard on Jalen. This is real. This is only his second playoff, his first playoff, but y'all not giving Shepherd that grace." And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying Shepherd's going to be out there and going to be an all-star, superstar. But where's the grace for him? Why aren't y'all giving him the same excuse y'all gave Jalen Green?
Because he keeps shooting 17 times and missing. That's why.
I didn't give Jalen Green any grace. I don't know where you got that from. You must have slept 45 times.
I don't think he's as good as Jalen Green.
Hey, wait a minute. Y'all jumping. Hold on.
But his defense is also very lacking.
He has no defense.
Yeah.
Big move.
Y'all are jumping on. Listen, y'all are jumping on everybody. You got to remember this. They've been turning the ball over all season.
They have.
They have never corrected. They ain't corrected that at all. They've had so many turnovers, and that kills a team. If they decide the basic stuff, defense is one, lackluster defense, and turnovers.
Yes.
Regardless of who's scoring, they don't have a point guard.
Yes.
And they don't have no shooters. They got a couple of shooters.
I want to know why
man is a hell of an athlete.
Yes.
But he can't shoot worth a shit.
Yeah.
But Aaron Holiday can dribble. Why isn't Aaron Holiday handling the ball?
Why is he sitting on the bench?
I don't know why they play Aaron Holiday.
Why is he sitting on the bench?
Why is Jayshawn Tate in the game? Why is Dorian Finney-Smith in the game?
Tate needs to be sitting well.
At one point last night, they subbed in both Finney and Tate at the same time.
Right.
And I was like, you got to be kidding me.
That bench is just an enigmatic bunch.
You're right on that. But the other playoffs are very interesting. Who was surprised about the Atlanta Hawks? Phil, you surprised about the Hawks?
No, because they got some good leadership. You know, they are going at New York, and New York has all kinds of issues. Matter of fact, they're on right now. And New York was supposed to get a new coach, which they did in Mike Brown, and he was supposed to be better than Tibbs, which I can't tell right now.
Right.
So leadership is important there too. But they hunted out the point
Hawks
guard
are
in New York.
taking off after they got rid of Trae Young.
Well, I mean, but Atlanta, I mean, Trae
No,
wanted
they play better. They play better without Trae.
They play
Yeah,
better without him.
He wanted out of Atlanta too, and they did. So they got that part out of the way. But they got good leadership around there. And, Quinn Snyder's not a bad coach. And it's just a matter of New York realizing, you know, they either win now, they're just gonna get trashed in the public eye.
Yeah, Trae Young
They're gonna dismantle them. That's what's gonna happen.
CJ McCollum tearing him up. CJ McCollum tearing him up.
But he is. But like I said, it's New York. Supposedly they were higher seed and home court advantage, and they blew all that already.
Yep.
I'm gonna tell y'all, watch out for Cleveland with James Harden.
But Spike Lee is smiling right now. They're up by 21.
Yeah, they have a good game today.
They're up by 21. So Spike Lee is smiling right now.
Yeah, they having a good game today.
They doing the right thing.
So they finna tie it up then.
And they feed it inside.
They doing the right thing. But Trae Young had to get out of Atlanta because he needed a new barber.
What do y'all think about Orlando up 2-1 on Detroit?
I like that. Even though I love Detroit, but Orlando's tough.
Yeah, well, the commentators are saying Orlando is playing like they knew they could play, and they got Pablo and you got Desmond Bain, who's a shooter. So they playing up to their ability.
Yeah,
they like the Rockets.
They're doing it at the right time.
Yes. What about San Antonio? Even though Mr. Wembanyama is out, they still won that third game.
How long is he out?
They got two young players, Harper and Castle, are both 21 and 20, and they both scored over 25 more points or more in the last game.
And then they got a Vessel and Champagne.
Yeah. But Castle had 23, and the boy Diamond had like 26, 27. That team, they know how to draft. They set up very nice.
How long is Wembanyama out?
He might be back the next game.
Okay.
Fourth game. That's what they're saying. Now, what about Denver and Minnesota, guys?
Yeah, Minnesota up on 2-1 on Denver. Who would have thought that?
Well, the last 2 years, Minnesota's been to the championship. So I'm not surprised. They've been to the Western Conference Championship the last 2 years.
They're still at the number 6 seed versus number 3 seed. Nobody expects them to be up 2-1.
That's not true. You got Anthony Edwards, and any game that Rudy, what's his name? Gobert. I mean, he can be a defensive stopper when he really plays, and you don't exploit him like Luka did that time. But if he maintains, he can be a good stopper. So they got the talent. Minnesota has the talent.
So coming into that series, you thought Minnesota was going to beat Denver coming into that series?
I thought it was going to be 4-3 Denver.
Okay. All right. Okay.
4-3 can easily go either way.
Well, it looked like the Rockets and the Suns going to be those two teams getting swept, huh?
Very possible.
Yeah.
Very, very possible.
And don't say very possible. That's going to happen.
Yeah. Because no way Suns are going to lose.
I think the Rockets are their spirit is dead, and they're just going to get taken out of their misery this next game.
Exactly.
You know, and
it's like their man card has been taken. It's like their man card. They lost their man card.
Okay, guys, what do you think is going to happen this offseason with the Rockets?
Woo! I think there's a good likelihood that Kevin Durant's going to be moved. The only way he stays is if he really, really, truly want to stay. And what I'm hearing, he's not happy with Şengün and Jabari. They're having some issues. So I think he's going to get traded. So it's just a matter of where and what they can get for him.
I think, like I said before, Tari Eason, Reed Shepherd, maybe some other players, those guys are going to get traded. Durant has a contract. I think he's going to try to give it another chance. Also, Fred VanVleet will be back, and they're going to try to get another guard too. But
he could have at least sit on the bench last night, though.
Who's that?
Durant. He could have at least sit on the bench.
Yeah, at least.
Yeah, well, he was. I think he got frustrated.
And The team is frustrated. His support would have been tremendous.
Exactly. He's still making $25 million. He's still getting paid.
Yep.
I didn't watch the game, so I can't comment on that. That might have
I'm
been.
telling you, he didn't even sit on the bench.
Nope.
Right.
That might have
ankle
been
was hurt.
Udoka doing that.
My
I
ankle
think the
was hurt,
Rockets have
man.
melded in. I think they're melded in. I
Right.
think they want to go to LA for game 5.
Back in my ear. Back in my ear.
Well, guys, listen.
Don't sit out.
Going on
Back
what's
in my ear.
happening, let's choose 2 teams that's going to be in the finals. Phil, who you think?
Well, in the West, it's still a toss-up. In the East, I still think Boston gonna do it.
It's easy.
Boston.
Yeah, I don't know who coming out of the West, but I think Boston will be there in the East.
Okay, Gil, who you got?
You see the green and the black. I roared for a reason because I knew that question was coming. I anticipated Boston Celtics coming out the East and OKC coming out the West. It's gonna be a hell of a series.
Right.
Okay.
That sounds about right.
I'm not gonna just give it to OKC.
I'm gonna give it to
As good
Brother
as they
Osby,
are.
you want to cut in on this?
OKC and Boston.
There you go.
All right, well, you go right along with Gil.
Yes, sir.
DG.
Man, I agree with Gil.
Thank you.
I'm hoping San Antonio
Ernest?
do it. That's what I hope.
Well, I say OKC and the Celtics, but you're right, Phil. It could be the Spurs and it could be Cleveland. I like Cleveland also.
Yeah, Cleveland can do it. I like, I think Boston more.
Okay, Ernest, who you got?
Hey, let me get y'all. Hold on for a second.
All right.
I'm going with OKC. I'm waiting on him. I'm going with OKC and Boston too.
OKC, Boston. I'm
Yeah.
going Cleveland and San Antonio.
Thank you.
Hey, who is that we got? Hold on, Carl. We got somebody just joined in. Who is that? Is that Osby?
That's Osby
Yes,
down
sir.
Yes,
I
man.
already asked him a question, Jeff.
Been having some technical issues over here.
Okay.
In a
Well,
summer
welcome Osby Mitchell. Osby Mitchell out of Jack Yates High School. Also attended and played for Rice University. Played football for Rice University.
Sound good. We are checking out the
Thank you.
NBA. What games are on today, guys?
Okay, now I can hear y'all.
The Knicks playing today. The Knicks playing
Atlanta
today.
and New York are playing right now.
They're playing right
Right.
now.
What's
Knicks
the
are whooping
score?
Atlanta right now.
Portland and San Antonio playing today, right?
Right.
Okay,
game
that's the
after
next
this.
game. So
Yeah.
we'll see what's going to happen. I'm saying Cleveland and San Antonio. That's my choices. And most people,
Excuse me,
the
gentlemen.
consensus is Boston and OKC. So we're going to see what is going to happen. Guys, I just got back from the pin relays. Now I got sick out there, so I didn't get a chance to see everything. But it was interesting. I got a chance to see the young man for a second. I didn't see him run, but I saw him on the track. What's his name? Quincy Wilson. He ran a 44.3 on his previous lap the day before on the mile relay, and he caught the team from Jamaica. So he's going to be one of the ones possible for the Olympics. And talking about the Olympics and FIBA, the girls, the WNBA, they just had their draft. They got the money. You see, Major Wilson got one of the best contracts all around. They're getting big contracts everywhere. Him, 1.5 million for 3 years or something like that. Jeff, tell us how the contracts are going.
I'm sorry, Carl. You're gonna have to say that again. I'm dealing with something else right here. Say that again. Ask that again.
Okay, I'm asking about the WNBA contract.
Okay, yes. Outstanding job. I like what they did. They negotiated in good faith. They gave the ladies pretty much most of what they wanted. Of course, the ladies gonna always want more than what you're gonna give them. That's gonna always be the case. But they gave them pretty much most of what they wanted. So right now, the maximum contract right now per year is roughly 1.5 million to start. That's to start, and then you have increases over the next year. And the biggest contract was signed just recently. Who was that? Somebody signed
Angel Wilson.
Somebody signed a bigger contract than Asia. Asia signed a 3-year, $5 million deal. Somebody else signed a 4-year, $6 million deal, or somewhere like that, $6 or $7 million. Somebody else signed a deal bigger than Asia's, but it's for one extra year.
That's very interesting. Right. And they are playing in the World Cup right now. And Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark are on the same team. They're going to be assisting and rebounding and shooting for one another. So we gonna see how that goes. We expected them to win, but they're gonna have fight from other countries, Nigeria, Brazil, Australia. All of those countries have viable teams that can play. France also. So we'll see how things are going to go. And back to track, the world championships of track and field.
I have that little baked potato, got two
See how
sides.
that's going to go. Now, professional track, they tried to do it with Anthos and then Michael Johnson, but it didn't work. It hasn't worked yet until they can add maybe the city sponsorship of a team. It may not get a chance to work, or the sporting goods or the companies come in and sponsor.
You got some barbecue sauce in there.
Mute your mic, Ernest.
We'll see how that's going to go. Phil, you're not there. Anybody know how the Astros are doing?
Astros right now is sitting in last place. Sitting in last place, but the good news is this: they still have 135 games left to play, and they're only 4.5 games out of first place. That's plenty of time.
Well, that's
plenty of time.
That is a very good
Start off like this.
point. But I still go back to the coach who they got rid of, and then he's now coaching in the Latin League or what have you. Dusty Baker. He did a great job. He took them to their only World Series. Ernest, you got anything to say about Dusty Baker and the Astros?
No, I like the Astros. It's just gonna take some time. That's all. And they got plenty of time. There's 100 and something games. They got plenty of time.
I thought they lost a little of their mojo. That's my opinion.
They have.
I thought they lost some mojo that they had, even with the previous coach.
They're not going back to the World Series without Dusty. Y'all can say what you want.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother Osby. Thank you. They need that experience and that vibe that he had, and they don't have that. So they're in last place, and hey, maybe they're not gonna get out of last place. We'll see what they're gonna do. Anything else going on in sports? Osby, what's going on with golf? You know anything about golf or tennis?
No, I really don't. I've just kind of watched that guy play in the Masters, and Rory, wasn't Rory, whatever his name. Yeah, I watched that. That dude played he was like the day before the finals, the day before the last game, he was like 12 up, 12 strokes up, and guys came from behind and caught up with him, but he pulled it out, though. I think he's the hot guy right now in golf.
Yeah,
one day we hope that Tiger's example, not his example currently with the drinking and driving, but his example with the golf and what he did from that perspective will get a few more black people involved. Like J.R. Smith, y'all remember him. He became a golfer. He just graduated from college.
North Carolina A&T.
Yes. Yeah. He graduated from college, and he's a golfer, and you never know. A lot of the like what's the boy that was Derrick Rose? He's an all-star chess player, and he does chess tournaments. So with that platform that they have, they can go into other things. And the greatest example is who? Michael Jordan in NASCAR, and he's winning. And so we hope that example goes to the other athletes, and they continue making that money and then pull more black people in to what they're doing. Yeah. Ernest, you have a comment on that? Okay, he's not available. All right. But
how about a word from my sponsor?
Go ahead, Ernest. You got a comment?
No, I'm trying to catch on. I'm getting in my truck.
Okay, well, go ahead, be safe, brother. Yeah. I'm just talking about, we hope that with all of this money that these black athletes are making, that they will build for other black people across the board, and it enhances. I just went and saw the Michael movie, one of the biggest movies of all time. Yeah. And quiet as he kept, quiet as it is, he put 250,000 toward the Million Man March at the time. I didn't know it, but that helped some people. Now, of course, Michael has some issues. Especially being black. He has some issues being black, but he was black, and his brothers are black.
See, that's the thing. I'm sorry to interrupt, but that's the thing right there, right? Mm-hmm. Some of the things that they accuse, and I still say accuse, Michael Jackson of doing, there have been, like every time we get some accomplished black entertainers, athletes, or anybody that's leading the community, you always want to smear on them. Right? There have been plenty of our counterpart Caucasian actors, athletes have done far worse things.
Osby, I'm going to say this, though. We don't have the same criteria, or we don't want the same criteria as the white boys have. We want to be better. Now, a lot of our people have done negative things. Bill Cosby did. Now, hold on, Ernest. But we do have some very honorable. Look at LeBron James. Doesn't have any foibles against him. Michael Jordan, very strong. So we got some very strong people out there. Spike Lee, Ryan Coogler. But we also got to stand up and be honest about the brothers who have messed up. That's my opinion. And we got to accept that. Go ahead, Ernest.
You got these folk that we look at. The problem is we put them on a pedestal, and then when they stumble, we want to jump all over them. They human just like everybody else.
Exactly.
Yes. And you got to understand this, and I've been saying this for a long time. Black athletes, and I don't know nothing about no actors. I'm just going by athletes. Mm-hmm. Black athletes have to overcome so much just to be better than the white kid. What I mean by that is, and you know what I'm talking about. When you go to a HBCU school and you see the facilities, and then you go to University of Texas or University of Alabama, and you see what they have, and then you wonder why our kids don't go to our schools.
Yeah.
It's hard for a black kid to go in and see all the things that Oregon got and say, no, I'm not coming. Right. Yeah.
I just
you probably had one pair of shoes the whole time you were in high school. And you finna get 6 or 7 pair in 1 hour.
I agree with you in that context, but understand that they've done this historically and it's by design, and we've had to get tougher and fight against all of this to survive. Daryl, you had a comment.
Look, I agree with what Ernest is saying. I agree with what Osby is saying. But here's one thing that I know personally. My name was Daryl only at home. The minute I walked out that door, my name was General. Sister Alexander, Sister General, Sister Rodriguez, Sister Walker, Sister Green, Sister Mitchell, Sister Carswell. When you stepped outside that door, there was no room for error, human or not. You did not embarrass that last name. And these people, these athletes, these entertainers, all of them, they have stepped out. They wanted to be in the public eye. Well, you got what you wanted. You're in the public eye, act like it.
Right.
And don't embarrass your family. Don't embarrass the community. Don't embarrass the black community. Tiger, I love Tiger to death. What Tiger has done for golf is man, look here.
Yeah. Right.
Man, get somebody to drive you. Stop driving on your pills. Stop driving with your alcohol. Represent your name. Represent your dad. Represent your mom. Represent your family name. Stay out of that. Yes, you're human. I always said, if I had money, there's no way I'm going around whatever my vice is. I got Phil to go get my drugs, my women, my alcohol, whatever it is. And if he get caught, I got him. He knows that.
Yeah.
But I'm not going near it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Let me tell
I'm not giving these guys an excuse about being human. You want to be in the public eye, you're in the public eye,
That's my point,
act like
DG. That's my point
I
too.
said I agree with you.
Well,
And you got to have a higher standard as a black man, in my opinion. Osby, that's all I'm saying, brother.
Yeah.
So a lot of that stuff.
Come on, Jeff. Let Osby talk.
But you got to understand one thing.
Yes, sir.
A lot of our athletes, a lot of our guys tend to think that with this money, I'm on the same level. It's Johnny over here. So I see Johnny cutting a fool. Why can't I? But like Daryl said, you're right. You were exactly right there. When you step out that door, you're supposed to represent.
Well,
but you got.
If I can give y'all an example, I know a cat
coming from homes that not preaching that.
All y'all know this cat. I know a cat who's been married 3 times, got 4 or 5 baby mamas, cheated on the first wife, cheated on the second wife, cheated on the third wife, and got elected president. I'm gonna leave it at that.
Exactly.
Right.
Thank you.
He's right also. We don't need to try to have the same moral fabric that
I'm just saying, if we're talking about morality,
human beings, Carl. We are human
twice, Carl.
If we're talking about morality, that got thrown out the window, and the comparison is absolutely incredible. You got Robert Kraft out there cheating on their wives.
Yeah.
Huh? Did they fire him? I'm gonna ask. Did they
Robert
fire him?
Kraft made the video go away.
We do not have the same standard, nor do we want the same standard that they have. We want to be at a higher level spiritually,
we're human.
morally,
we're
and
human.
in every country.
Look, man, I'm just saying that's a true fact.
Yeah,
Mike Vrabel's still on a paycheck. Robert Kraft still got a paycheck.
Got elected twice.
Okay. Huh? How many times you get elected?
Twice.
Well, that is a conversation across the board about cancel culture. And, it happens in every genre. It happens in sports. It happens in entertainment. It happens in politics. You just had 2 congressmen that were kicked out of the Congress, Eric Swalwell and Gonzalez. So it happens across the board. But, some people do stay, and they are able to manipulate the systems across the board.
And some get to go to rehab.
Yeah,
exactly.
And that happens everywhere, going to rehab and so forth and so on.
Vrabel get to go to rehab, and he got caught.
J. Edgar Boozer.
It's according to who you are. And your power.
And all our parents have told us the same thing.
Yes.
If all your friends jump off a cliff, are you gonna jump?
Yes.
All our parents have told us that.
Absolutely.
So and so Osby did it.
Yeah.
So if Osby jump off a cliff, are you gonna jump? We have to stop comparing ourselves, because we already know that we don't get the same shape.
No.
You know that already. If you don't get the same shape, then you can't do it. You cannot do it. It's that
absolutely.
That is my overall point. We shouldn't even be trying to do it.
No.
We should try to be on another level.
But
hey, guys.
What A-Rocket got to say about it?
There you go.
Hey, A-Rocket.
A-Rocket is the fine sponsor of this wonderful talk show that these gentlemen are able to cast their thoughts and ideas on this podcast. We have been in business since 1959, established by A-Rocket, by Arlene and Herbert Sam. Second generation owner right now, DeAndre Sam, just built a fabulous new state-of-the-art warehouse, 3401 quarter. We can do your residential, your corporate, your personal moves at any and every time you need to move, because everybody has to move. 713-748-6024, 3401 Quarter Street. A-Rocket Moving and Storage can move you across this fine city of Houston, Texas, across this fine state of Texas, and across the country. Just give us a call. Let us know what your needs are. We can store your items. We can move them out of storage and in storage, and anywhere you need them. And like I said, give us a call. A-Rocket Moving and Storage, proud sponsor of this fine podcast.
And I just want to say,
that was absolutely beautiful. Can you put Jeff's shirt in storage, please?
Hey, I attest to that. They work very well with myself and my daughter when we moved, and my daughter was happy. My 21-year-old daughter. And Phil, we're gonna have to use you probably in the next 6 months. I'm gonna have to be moving again.
Yes.
So I look forward to. I got stuff in storage. I got stuff in my apartment. I got her stuff. So one of those cross moves across the board.
And one of our better corporate accounts is with Darryl General's wonderful law firm of Baker Box, one of the top law firms in the country.
Nice.
Absolutely.
All right, guys. We are at the end of our program. Our last word, Mr. President Jeff.
Hey, I want to thank everyone. Thank everyone. Osby, thank you for coming on the show. Osby, thank you, Darryl General. You always there for us. And GRod, you talk a lot of stuff, but I love you, my brother. My PBU brother. Ernest Carswell, appreciate you, man. Mr. Rawshaw Sterling in Alabama State. Thank you for coming on the show. We appreciate you all, guys.
No problem. Just let me know when the next one.
All right. Well, thank y'all. Thank everybody.
Love you guys, man.
Thank you.
Check it out.
Thank you, guys. Take care.
Till next time.
Like Gil headed to the party over there already.
This is Sunny Fireside Sports, and we look forward to seeing you next time. I'm Baruti Carl Alexander, your host, and we look forward to our next show. And thank you very much. We'll see you next time.
GY for life.